pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling. I wants to call you on the telephone, baby, give you a ring. Each time we talk, I get the same old thing. Always no huggy, no kissy until I get a wet ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Keep Your Hands to Yourself by the Georgia Satellites. What an incredible band. They're like proper raw rock and roll, like an excuse for really long classic guitar solos going on here. One of the first bands I ever saw, actually, back in Tasmania in the 90s. Yeah, incredible gig. Hooked up with this girl I really liked, and it was just like, yeah, amazing. They really paid it out live. It was a great band. So this song is really good for beginners as well. It's just using A, D, and E chords. We're going to talk like a super simple strumming version today. A bit later on in the beginner's course, I will teach you how to do the 12-bar shuffle. This, which is what you hear on the original recording. But you can still play along with strumming the chords. It's in the key of A. You don't need a cap or anything like that. It's just, yeah, classic tune. So let's take you through the chord progression. First of all, explain a little bit about some simple strumming options for you. So the intro of the song would usually be played with this shuffle thing. If you want to check that out, it's in my beginner's course, but it's a little bit further on down the way. If you're just learning your A, D, and E chords, I'd recommend that you stick with playing the standard chords. Let's just have a little playthrough doing one strum per bar. So the intro, we'd have A, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 bars of A at the beginning. Then we're into the verse. I got a little A in my pocket going A-a-ling-a-ling. I wanna A you on the telephone, baby. A you a ring, change to D. But D time we talk, I get the D old thing. We're back to A chord, no kissy until I get a A chord ring. Then to E chord, my baby, don't put my E upon no shelf. She said, don't A me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. So there at the end, we play the A chord on beat 1 and then we stop straight away. We mute it with the outside part of our palm, or we just lift the chord up, or both, so that there's a little bit of silence there. Often in sheet music, you'll see NC written there, which stands for no chord. Okay, and that's the no chord lasts for 2 bars. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the song itself is based on a 12-bar blues form. Again, something covered in my beginner's course, but it's not exactly a 12-bar blues. We got the 4 bars of A at the beginning, then we've got that sequence there for the verse, which is more or less a 12-bar blues, but we have the stop on. Then we have another 4 bars, a little interlude, a chance to get some more guitar licks cooking on it. Then there's another verse. Then when we get into the solos, it starts to follow a standard 12-bar blues form. So 4 bars of A, 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, and then E, D, A, E. And that's the kind of standard chord progression that you get for doing a solo. Now, obviously, just strumming once per bar might start to feel a little bit samey. I think it's a very good idea when you start learning a song to do that, to make sure that you're aware of what the chord progression is, make sure you've got your chord changes solid. You'll understand a little bit about where beat 1 falls with the lyrics if you want to sing and play at the same time. Your next step along would probably be to do 4 strums per bar, so doing exactly the same thing. I got a little change in my pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling. I want to call you on the telephone, give you a ring, but each time we talk, I get the same old thing. Always no huggy, no kissy until I get a wedding ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said, don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself. Such a great tune. So that would be your next port of call, is just doing even down strums again. The thing with that is remembering to keep your hand moving nice and consistently and trying to keep the groove on, especially if you're playing along with the record. You know, music isn't just pure maths as far as rhythm goes. There's this other feel thing, what we call a time feel. Playing along with the original recording is a great way of absorbing that feeling. So playing along and trying to pretend that you're in the band and trying to relax into the band. So it's something that you definitely want to be doing a little bit of practice on. Now, until you get to the shuffle, something that you want to check out is putting an accent on beats 2 and 4 when you're doing even 8th note strumming. Wait, so even 8th notes is going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And if you're doing that, I got a little change in my pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling, I'm gonna call you on the telephone, baby. It just sounds a little bit weird, like a little bit robotic. The trick for getting out of that is to put an accent on the beats 2 and 4. Beat 2 and 4 are called the backbeat. It's where you hear the snare drum from the drummer. So, excuse my terrible beatboxing, but you get that like that's beat 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And putting an accent on that straight away changes the game, even on even eighth notes. So there's even eighth notes straight, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. As soon as I put an accent on beat 2 and 4, I got a little change in my pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling, I'm gonna call you on the telephone, give you a ring, but each time we talk I get the same old thing, always no buggy, no busy until I get a wet ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my lovin' on the shelf, she said don't hand me no lines, etc. So putting that accent on is a really, really good idea. A slightly more advanced version of that would be doing all down strum, still eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now straight away you can see I've moved to a kind of like an A mini bar instead of playing A that way. You can play A this way. Again, covered later on in the beginner's course. If you're new to this stuff, don't try and jump ahead. Build a solid foundation with the stuff that's important, like easy open chord shapes. But you can get into doing A like that. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I ain't down the door. It's the same old thing. See if you get into the rock and roll thing. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's so much that you can go on with that. Like it's a long path, lots of fun things to explore. But like I said, don't jump into it too early. Keep it there to look forward to, or come and revisit it later on. When you eventually learn your 12-bar blues shuffle, I would definitely recommend revisiting this song and playing along with it again to absorb the time feel of that shuffle. The Georgia Satellites have just got that. The feel of it is amazing. You want to try and absorb that kind of dirty, raw feeling, right? Try and get into it. Try and pretend that you're in the band and you're playing along, and get that feeling in your own body as well when you're playing it. As you progress even further on your guitar journey and you get into learning lead guitar, this is again a great song to revisit. It's just full of killer blues rock licks all the way through. Like the whole song is like a who's who of amazing blues rock licks to learn. So I definitely revisit it and get into working out solos on your own as well. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun playing this song. Remember, over on the website there are loads of lessons on all the elements. If you're struggling with the chords, there's lessons on that. There's the lessons on the strumming, upstrumming, the 12-bar blues shuffle, 12-bar blues chords, all of that stuff, as well as loads more songs at this particular level. If you're just learning your A, D and E chord for the first time, there are loads of songs that you can play with that. Remember, on the app as well, you've got all of the backing tracks that you can use. So you want to get into playing along with the original recordings, you've got tons of backing tracks there. Really, really great for beginner guitar players to work on getting the groove, getting the timing sorted out. But most beginners struggle with getting the chord changes right. That's the first hurdle. Second hurdle is the rhythm. Playing along with the app sorts out the rhythm, so you will never have that problem. It's a really big deal. Loads of good reviews. You go and check it out. You'll see people digging it. It works. You know, I'm not trying to just do you the big sales pitch. You want to learn to play guitar? That app's really, really going to help you, I promise. So hopefully you'll have fun with all this, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. You all take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.